September 1999. Yeah. Dr. Tong Wang relocated the laboratory from Harvard to Seattle, Washington, downtown Virginia Mason Research Center, become an affiliated faculty member at Department of Immunology of University of Washington, and she became a principal investigator at Benaroya. At that time, it's not called Benaroya Research Center; it's called the Virginia Mason Research Center, and later the name was Benaroya Research Center, and that center was brand new building, and Dr. Tong Wang was given the first choice of identifying her favorite space of the lab. She was a superstar recruited from Harvard by the director of Virginia Mason Research Center, founder and the director, Dr. Gerald Nippon. Okay, so that happened in September 1999. And she was planning to first land her laboratory in the Immunology Research Institute to advance her understandings of the role of TGF-beta in the immune system, and in terms of finding the cure of cancer. She started to put her attention onto the immune system, human immune system. So the other thing is that she felt a calling of China, and she wanted to return to China to train the young students and prepare China for the future. And she wanted to see that her effort in America and her vision can be implemented in the communist China. Okay, so she accepted the 100 talent program and was ready to return to China with a lot of ambition. Okay, however, not knowing, something drastically happened. July 20th, 1999, China had something very, very big happened. The over 100 million Falun Dafa practitioners were the target of nationwide crackdown by the former leader of Chinese Communist Party, and his name is Jiang Zemin. Jiang Zemin started nationwide crackdown of the Falun Dafa practitioners in China, started July 20th, 1999. And so that changed everything in every regard. Dr. Tong Wang actually had a spiritual experience. Yeah, 1999 October, she went to China to secure and finalize her plan to return to China as one of the chosen 100 top overseas scientists to be recruited by the CCP government. And October returned to Seattle. October, in the middle of the night, I think it was November, in the middle of the night, she had a spiritual awakening experience. Yeah. And that experience led her to seek for the truth of a larger truth. And that turning point ultimately led her to actually the spring of 2000, and a book landed into her hands from East Coast, and actually initially from Flushing, and the mother friend Jennifer Zhang, who is the mother of little Christopher, who shared a babysitter from Shanghai together with Dr. Tong Wang's son Noah. And so Jennifer and Dr. Tong Wang were mom friends, and their boys, Christopher and Noah, were little childhood friends. And Jennifer went to Flushing because of conflicts with her husband and considering divorce, and ran away from husband to Flushing to her grandpa's house, and saw the book of Zhuan Fa Lun, Turning the Law Wheel, started to read, not even finishing, called Dr. Tong Wang on the morning of the spring of 2000 and told her 3 words: 真善人, is the fundamental nature of the universe, and that was the turning point for Dr. Wang. And she immediately wanted to read the book, and Jennifer sent the book to Dr. Tongwen Wang, and not only that book but 2 other books, the Chinese version, the English version of Zhuan Falun, Turning the Law Wheel, and also the 大圆满法, Falun Dafa 大圆满法 means the Falun Dafa, the great way of spiritual perfection. And that was in the spring of 2000. And those books started to completely change Dr. Tongwen Wang's life. Yeah. So by the end of 2000, Dr. Tongwen Wang went back to Shanghai again to finalize the plan to relocate the research program to Shanghai, partial relocation to Shanghai Academy of Science, Shanghai Biochemistry Institute. And during that trip, Dr. Tongwen Wang started to share with her students. She had 300 graduate students, top-notch, the best of the best in the biochemistry field. And they were the graduate students in the Shanghai Academy of Biochemistry, China Academy of Science, Shanghai Biochemistry Institute. 300 graduate students attended Dr. Wang's lecture. And then she started to tell her students about how wonderful Falun Gong is, how wonderful she experienced the energy and the tranquility and the clarity of thinking after every day reading Zhuan Falun and doing Falun Dafa exercises, following the book illustration in the book of the Great Way for Spiritual Perfection. And the students were very shocked, and the professors, whoever heard what she said, were very shocked. Actually, she was not even aware that at that time Falun Gong actually was labeled to be evil cult by Jiang Zemin, and practitioners were already started to be arrested and tortured to death. And her identity as someone who actually already started to practice Falun Gong revealed to the hosting Chinese scientist circle. And so that was so shocking. And before she knew what was really going on, her position in China was already subjected to complete termination. So she no longer was able to return to China because they consider her to be a Falun Gong practitioner. Now, certainly at that time, when she returned to America and told Jennifer about it, Jennifer was also shocked and was concerned about her safety. But when she heard about the persecution that towards Falun Dafa practitioners in China in terms of, torture to death, just because of wanting to be following truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, and doing 5 sets of peaceful meditation exercises, including the 5th one to be meditation exercise, Dr. Tongwen Wang decided this has to be stopped. Yeah. So in the year of 2000, basically by the beginning of the year of 2001, all of that happened in the year of 2000, because 2000 Dr. Tongwen Wang went back to Shanghai in October and returned and learning what actually happened to Falun Gong practitioners in China, and she was even more determined to support Falun Dafa practitioners and learn about Falun Dafa. So in the year of 2001, Dr. Tang Wenwang started to join the practitioners and to participate in public education events. And the first large-scale public education event that Dr. Tang Wenwang participated was invited by Jennifer Zhang at Harvard. And also, interestingly, that also brought together her connection with Dr. Patricia Donahoe, who actually was the one representing Harvard to organize a large conference, and all the key leaders of all the key universities inside of China were invited to Harvard to have a big conference. And the Falun Gong practitioners, Falun Dafa practitioners in Boston and other places gathered in Harvard to do public education towards those visitors from China, scholar visitors, leaders from the Chinese universities, and to tell them that Falun Gong is good, and do exercise demos and review that, the persecution towards Falun Gong practitioners involving violence and torture and killing and needs to be stopped. That was the first event Dr. Tang Wenwang participated as a new practitioner. So from that on, 2001, that was basically in the year of 2001 springtime. And after that, Jennifer invited her to attend the International Experience Sharing Conference for Falun Dafa practitioners in Washington, D.C. and July 20th, Washington, D.C. And that was the day that Dr. Tang Wenwang, for the first time, became a member of the community of international Falun Dafa practitioners. And also on that day, Dr. Tang Wenwang, for the first time, this life, met Master Li, who delivered a very important teaching during the conference and awakened Dr. Wang in a very profound way. And Dr. Wang started to recognize that there is a sacred mission in her life, and she just forgot about it, and now she remembers, and she started to write very deep essays. And from that moment on, also she met Dr. Lily Fan, who explained to her that she already started to carry the scientific research on the practitioner's immune system to understand the molecular level and the cellular level changes associated with the cultivation practice of Falun Dafa. And there were data at the molecular level that she needed her assistance in doing data analysis. That was in the year of 2001, the conference, following the conference. And so Dr. Wang started to interact with Dr. Lily Fan and did data analysis, and she was sitting in her office, and when she saw the data, she suddenly realized that the proteasome system that she observed connection with the TGA-beta signaling molecule SMAD family, and how that system in terms of the role in mediating the important regulatory functions of the SMADs, and how stress can disturb the TGA-beta, can dysregulate the proteasome function in terms of mediator of the SMAD signaling function. And she realized that this is a fundamental mechanism regarding why stress is the cause of all system-level diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, cancer, autoimmune diseases, neurodegenerative diseases. It has something to do with the disruption of the TGA-beta signaling due to congestion of the proteasome system. And most amazingly, and the Falun Dafa practitioners' immune cells exhibit exactly the coordinated downregulation of cell metabolism, and therefore the cultivators' immune cells exhibit a new balance of reduced metabolism and reduced stress response of the immune system. And those proteasome systems, because with no stress, can be performing great functions for the molecular kings. And that is the foundation of an elevated level of health. Because even so-called healthy people, their metabolic state of large synthesis of unnecessary proteins and large wasteful degradation of those unnecessary proteins, and it is a stress response system for all the so-called even normal cells before disease manifests. But the cultivators of Falun Dafa, their immune cells are totally operating at a elevated level of almost complete downregulation of protein synthesis and complete downregulation of protein degradation, and highly effective in terms of immune response, and greatly increased immunotolerance. And those are all system level change associated with the Falun Dafa cultivation way. So Dr. Tongwen Wang immediately understand that what she has been searching for, an answer of the ultimate solution of human health. It's a system level upgrading of the entire human cells, human genes, human proteins, and human metabolic systems, and human signaling systems, and the complete system level upgrading is possible. And that is the result of the working on the human mind. Okay, and when Dr. Wang realized this truth,